Howdy, everyone.
That
Hope you
intro,
guys enjoyed that intro. John,
that was my first time living that intro for the full experience. That was crazy.
is it really? You have not enjoyed that intro before?
No, it was I enjoyed it. It was my first time like experiencing it. I'm usually late, so
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you probably have not seen that one before. So, well, welcome to the show. And welcome to the show, John, and welcome to everybody in the chat. Let's say hi real quickly, guys. I'm going to try to say most everybody's name is to the best of my ability. So let's get this started. Charles, thank you for being first in here tonight. I appreciate you. Holly, hello. Velvet, I hope you're having a fantastic evening. David, hello. Pop Funko UK every week. I know I say that every week. Pipsqueak, hello. Crossape, how are you doing tonight? Monster P, Pedro, hope you're having a good evening as well. Never Ask is here, so I'm glad that is happening. Bern, hello. Evelyn, hello. Very near 20 months. Can you believe it? My mouse, I thought the long intro was going to give me time to fix my mouse. It did not, but that's okay. I'll just use the trackpad here. Very near 20 months. Happy anniversary to us is what I have to say about that. Wayne, good to see you. Jetman, 20 months as well. We look at us. We share an anniversary all together here. That's kind of awesome. Michael, hello. I'm saying hello to you again because I said to member for a month. We've got 30 days together. Let's make it 30 more. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Jason, how are you doing tonight? Carol, hello. Vern, 1 month as well. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for whether it's your first month, 20th month, or 60th month. We're getting close to like probably 60 months together.
We do have some crazy OG supporters who have been with us for the long haul.
Yeah, what are you guys doing here still?
You haven't moved on?
We're fun. I mean, we're enjoyable people, right, John? I mean,
I think we're great.
I don't know about great. I think that's overselling to the poor people in the chat here. So, how's the week been? Did you pick anything up this week? Have you excited about anything before we get into all the stuff that's going on?
I am. So I did actually, for the first time, I feel like I have picked up something. So if you guys didn't see our vlog the other day, we started dropping some vlogs on the channel. I added 2 big Freddies to the collection, and I'm still like kind of in shock.
I was going to say, John, show me because I have not got to We've had a literal crazy week here this week in the household.
Okay, well, I'll give you a recap here. So one Freddy was actually one that returned to me because when we were doing a lot of mystery boxes for the website and we needed a couple extra grails, I kind of had to dip into our personal collection.
Mm-hmm.
I was really sad to see Freddy Bumblebee go, but he actually came back.
Yes, so, I love that one.
Yeah, and he goes great, of course, with Optimus. So that one I'm super excited about. But this is the bigger one that I am actually shocked that I'm even holding it because it was one I've been wanting since last summer, the 500 piece.
The Vision.
Freddy Vision. Yeah. It's a nice one. So
Damn, we did a couple nice ones.
We did get the Freddy White Vision as well in the same collection, but unfortunately couldn't keep both visions, so I had to choose one. So
you decided on the 500 piece. The White Vision is a 750. I just got it in a mystery box not that long ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got it a couple weeks ago.
I really wanted to keep both, so but it's cool though because like I have this one now, and I'll get the White Vision at some point.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, you got time. You know what I'm saying? We're this is not a sprint; it's a marathon, as they say in collecting. I've been eyeing up a couple. Prices coming down on certain things. Like that's okay. It's okay. I mean, if you only collect for value, then it's probably not okay, and you're probably kind of bummed out right now. But some of the stuff is coming back to spots where, like, you don't feel super guilty adding stuff now.
Well, I'd like to offer up. It's kind of ironic that you jumped into that right off the bat on this conversation. So, I actually think it's really good for the hobby right now because everything else is so expensive. Like people, like I saw gas
Yeah.
down, so that's nice. Like filled up my tank today or yesterday, and gas was under $3 a gallon, so that was cool. But I
Wow, under $3. It's not like that over here right now.
well, I mean, don't get too excited. It was like 2.98, so it wasn't like way below. It was just squeaking under $3, but I was
Hey,
excited.
I'd take
Um,
that.
but obviously, like, groceries are still expensive. Eating out is expensive. A lot of things that we are not normally used to being higher prices are more expensive. So I think it's kind of cool that in a way, and I know some people are upset because some of the overall value of your collection isn't worth as much. But if you want to buy certain things that were maybe worth like $1,000 that are now worth like 600, and then vice versa, you have things that are worth like 600 that are now worth like 300, like, you can start to have those conversations where you can say like, hey, I think I might actually want to add that to my collection, instead of those conversations where people are like, yeah, I'm never going to get that pop because that's just way too expensive. So
No, that's exactly it. I think a lot of things are starting to, if anything, it's kind of a bummer that some of my like favorite collections we built through the height. Not a bummer because we still enjoy it, and I think that's the way you got to look at it. You know what I mean? Instead of getting like bummed out that some of your stuff might not be worth as much as it used to be, you can enjoy it and get other pieces that you thought you weren't going to be. I'm actually probably repeating exactly what you just said, but I think it was such a smart statement that I had to just do that again, I guess. But
well,
yeah, no, I agree.
there's one thing that's unique with Funko, which I mean, maybe not too unique because obviously it matters with comic books and other different collectibles, with condition. Condition is a big thing. And no matter what the price is of any pop, finding it in good condition is still going to be a challenge. So if you get like for instance, in our auction the other night, we had a White Lantern glow in the dark Superman from 2014, and
Hmm.
that pop is sitting at $145. But like, I mean, good luck finding a mint one. Like some of those older pops, if you're a stickler for condition, you're still going to have to pay a little bit more, and vice versa too. Like if you have one in really good condition, like I wouldn't sell it for that price. I would say like, hey, mine's in better condition. And you can do this with any item. You can say, hey, here's market value, but market value is the average of all the different price points and all the different conditions. So I wouldn't say it's unfair to be like, no, I want 160 or 165 because mine is near mint. So
No, I mean that for sure. And that's the other thing. You can kind of upgrade. Like I've got a couple that are pretty beat up, like a couple things that you try to look for a deal and maybe upgrade upgrade a couple. Oh, and Josh was he at Universal tonight?
he's at Disney. He's at Disney.
Yeah, but I believe that's what it was.
Or doing something. I don't know. He was hanging out with Post Malone or something. I don't know. He had something cool
Oh,
that he had to attend. I don't know. They were bringing him up on stage or something. I don't know. It was something. It was a big deal.
it
So
sounded like it.
yeah, yeah. What's up, Alex? He says, seeing the prices drop definitely gives me a chance at some bigger grails I've had my eyes on. I collect for the fun and what I like. If it comes with the value, then cool, but I don't collect just for value. Yeah, and I think so that that's a great statement right there. I think the people that are upset are the people that do collect for value. And if you collect for value in any hobby, you're more than likely going to be disappointed at some point because like the economy is very fluid. And obviously, when people have more money to spend, more people will buy discretionary items. They'll put more money into their hobbies because they have more money to put. When the economy is down and people don't have as much discretionary income or money to spend on their hobbies, they're not going to buy as much. So then the values of certain items come down. And I think that's just where we're at. But I don't foresee, like, I kind of think I think we said it a couple weeks ago. You had even said, you're like, oh, I don't think we're at the bottom. I kind of think we're at the bottom right now because I've started to see some stuff start to go back up a little bit. Nothing crazy, but a little bit. So I think the bottom was like maybe like a month ago.
You think so?
I do actually, because I've seen a lot of things. I don't know. There's so many different factors. You know, obviously we have a whole we have a whole change with Pop Price Guide and HobbyDB, and I think Funko's still trying to find their footing. But I'm noticing certain pops go up again, and not like Grails or anything. We're like Joanna and I have noticed a lot of like, oh, that $20 pop is now a $36 pop, like little increments. And I feel like when you start to see like the little increments, like 6 months from now, you'll start to see like, oh, that $100 pop is now 150, and it's all dependent on character and how many versions of a pop there are too. Like it's very complex. It's hard to say like oh, this is the bottom and now everything's going to go up. I don't think
Right.
everything will go up. It's
No,
all very dependent.
I do agree with that. I think what is going to happen, I think inevitably, like the longer that Funko goes on and the amount that they release, weekly, monthly, yearly now, like you're going to have so many of this same character that a lot of them are going to get lost in the weeds. I think there'll be a couple that are going to be standouts in like when you're just talking the sheer amount that they're releasing. I think going forward, you're not going to see like it used to be, because like ad icons are a great example. Me and Bree just went through all of our ad icons, put them all back in like order. We started pulling a few of them out just because like we've got like 4 Energizer bunnies. There's 6 Chester the Cheetahs. They're like legitly there's like multiples upon multiples, like Diamond, Flocked, Glow, Chase Glow. You know what I'm saying? So you get to a point where you're like, some people are going to try to do that, but the completionists, I think the completionists, which I think were a part of the hobby for a long time, like OG collectors, completionists, they started making their way out because they're like, I can't complete everything. Like it's not even possible, and it's not as fun. Now, as far as we're concerned, like we're completionists as well, but we've come to the idea at this point that we are never going to be able to complete every ad icon, because now we went from, when we first started collecting the ad icons, maybe there was 60, 50 of them. Now there's 235 plus all the different variants of all those. You know what I'm saying? So you start to get to a point where you're going to have a different kind of collector. That's why I think a lot of the people that have been there for a long time, you might see that changeover, and I think that's kind of what ends up happening. But I like that they have this basis of, you got the NFTs that are limited now. They're starting to do limited pops with the like MYCC. We talked about it last week. We got a couple of the 500 piece and 1,000 piece pops that are not Freddy's. So I think the more that they do that, those are going to be the ones. It's kind of going back to the way it was when I first started collecting in like 2019, where it kind of had to be a special pop for it to be kind of worth anything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to, I still think we're actually not at the bottom. I think that there's going to be a combination of a couple things that things will come a little bit lower, but I don't think we're that far off. And I don't think we're going to see like this big spike on the other side of it, but I think it's going to be a nice gradual.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you see like what happened, right? We saw the market just absolutely boom out of control with 2020 to 2022, right? And now, like, everybody, we were all riding the wave going up. And this wasn't just with us. This was just, a lot of other
everything, all collecting.
Everything. I mean, but not even collecting too. You saw it with like used cars, housing, like everything just like exploded, right? And now we're on the downslide, or we've come down the slide, and people are upset, or they're like, hey, what's going on? Is stuff happening here? But like collecting a hobby, whatever it is, like it shouldn't be like that. The secondary market shouldn't be like that. Like they should drop stuff. And this is how like the typical graph should go. When Funko drops something that's hot, 500 piece XYZ, you're going to see a boom, and then you're going to see it gradually come down like 3 to 6 months out, and then over time you should see it gradually go up. That's the trajectory of like, limited piece, popular pop that doesn't have like, okay, something, okay, it's growing gradually up. Oh, something similar was made. Now it's going to go down because there's other options. Like, oh, that character was in a movie. Oh, it's going to go up and then it's going to flatline. Like, you shouldn't see these big, except when it's dropped on the market, because when it's dropped on the market for the first time, that's when the most hype is going to be for that pop, for that exclusive, for that limited piece.
And we'll
XYZ.
see that with NYCC for sure.
We'll see that with NYCC, but there's two things that Funko did. One specifically for San Diego Comic-Con, and this other thing for New York Comic-Con in regards to limited pieces. Funko, I feel like, has finally realized that, I mean, they've always known that limited pieces are important, but I feel like they're finally starting to recognize the level of demand. And a perfect example is the 1,000-piece Deadpool and Wolverine pop and bag combo. If you look at the ones that they dropped over the last 2 years, they were all 3,000, 4,000
Right.
pieces.
They're starting to kind of figure this stuff out.
I feel like they're starting to figure it out. And same thing, like 500 pieces for a bunch of other exclusives to the con. Like, that's perfect in my opinion. Like 1,000, 1,500, cool. Like, you're going to be able to get that for like, you know, maybe $150 on day one, and then you wait like a month and you'll be able to get it for like 75, 80, you know, kind of typical with the 1,500 piece roller driving Franny. I think last I saw, she's going for like $90 and she was going for like 200, 250
Right.
on like, you know, 24 hours out of the gate. So, you know, like, but 500 piece, you're going to be talking. I mean, what do you think? Because a lot of people have asked me. I think out of the gate, people are going to be asking like 300 to 400 for those 500 piece, you know, Funko Fusion pops, and then give it like a month, they'll probably come down to like 200. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're gonna fall somewhere around there. You know, as honestly, like we pulled spoiler alert. Listen, if you didn't watch today's video, go watch it, I guess. Anyway, but okay, we pulled the 0 from, and I could have just said, listen, we got the 0 from SDCC, the limited piece one, the 3,000 piece
With the sunglasses. Yeah.
with the sunglasses. Super cute pop. Like, he's on a surfboard with 0 surfboarding, whatever. It's a good pop, but it's not like crazy. But you know, 3,000 piece limited to a con. I don't know what they were selling for right after the con. It's only a $30 pop or $35 pop, but like, that's cool. Like, I like that we can get like maybe like a 1,500 piece or a 2,000 piece and have it not be crazy expensive, because I don't think it should be crazy expensive. And I don't think a pop released today should be worth $400 tomorrow. I would like to see it kind of, and listen, there's going to be demand, especially on the, like what we were just talking about, with 200 in a month or two out. Yeah, I could see it's going to easily probably be there, because a good example would be, how many pieces was that shredder that I tried to pull in today's box? Oh, we didn't pull it, guys. Sorry, spoiler alert one more time.
I didn't see the video yet. Which shredder?
The from Fun Days.
The 1,000 piece, I think.
Is it 1,000 piece? I don't remember. It's like a $300 pop, I want to say.
Okay.
Somewhere in that vicinity. And yeah, like what's it limited to? I don't know, but it's a great Freddy. But I seen people like paying $500-$600 for it the day after. That's already come down in half. And again, I think that that's okay. I think that that's honestly kind of good, because it's not super discouraging. Like, I remember, in 2020 and 2021, you missed out. You felt like you missed out forever. Do you know what I mean? Where it doesn't feel like that now. Now it feels like, okay, I missed out, but I can actually possibly attain this. So I think overall it's good. And I think that some of these things will get kind of crazy. Pops up. Thank you. So 500 piece.
Oh, it's 500 piece. Yep. I just saw 500 piece. Yeah.
And that's a good example. It's a Freddy. That's a good Freddy, a shredder, 500 piece. It's still hovering around $300. I don't know what PPG is, or but
I just looked it up. It's 310 right now.
310, and that's honestly, PPG has been doing a better job, because I think that's a lot more accurate. Because you used to see a pop like that. Like, I know that you could pick it up around $300, and you'd see it in PPG for around 400 or something like that. So I think that they've done a lot better.
No, it's definitely it's better. Like, we've looked up a lot of pops, and we feel that the values that are being shown as the current value is a lot more accurate
A
to
lot
what,
more. I
to what
honestly a
people
lot
are
more
paying.
accurate to what's
And I think
actually.
that's good. And I think the
Oh, I do
thing,
too.
and I think the big thing with that is there was two things that I used to hear all the time from people that I think Funko has corrected, and it goes hand in hand with what you said. A big thing was, and maybe it was a little bit more relevant with our channel because I usually have the Freddies behind me. I'm a big Freddy collector. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't have a Freddy. I can't get a Freddy. Freddies are too expensive." And for a while, like outside of Fun Days, there really was no Freddies except for like a random like Christmas Freddy or like a Freddy that dropped on the Funko Shop that people just didn't know about. Now there are a lot of lower end Freddies, which I think is good because it gives people an opportunity. And it doesn't even matter. Like, what's a good example of like a low end Freddy? So, like, we just pulled this guy out for Halloween. I think he's like $24. Like,
Yeah, and that's a great one.
I love this one, the Franken Freddy. Like, it's so good. Like, and he's got the cell phone. Like, you don't need like to spend $500 to get a Freddy in your collection, which I think is good. And on the flip side of that, a lot of people are always complaining, like, oh, like I don't have, they kind of like they would feel like they weren't in the club. They're like, oh, I don't have any limited pieces.
Right.
So now the fact that you can get a limited piece for double retail, triple retail, like I think that excites people and that gets more people involved in the hobby. And at the end of the day, like we don't want the hobby to be, oh, there's just a few of us and we have all the cool stuff. Like, no, I want everyone to be proud of their collection. And if you want a limited piece and you can get one for $40, go get it. If it's a character that means something to you, if it's a line that you want to complete, go get it. I hate when like there's two pops that come off top of my head that I think about that really pissed me off when they dropped them, and I know they pissed a lot of other people off too.
Whoa.
Was with they were both like kind of ad icons. Remember the Sour Patch Kids? They dropped
Yes.
all the regular colored Sour Patch
The
Kids.
lime one.
And then the lime one was 1,000
Yeah.
pieces. People were, you guys, oh my God. For those of you guys who were in the community back then, like people were, it was like they were setting the streets on fire. They were so angry that you could buy all the regular colors of the Sour Patch Kid for like $20. But then the 1,000 piece, of course, was going for like $400 on the aftermarket. Yeah. People were livid. And then they did the same thing with the Otter Pops. All the different Otter Pops.
Yes, they did. Louis
and then
Blue.
the Louis Blue showed up as was it San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con? Same thing. It was a con exclusive, 1,000 pieces. People were so upset. They were like, this is BS. Now I can't afford this. My collection's never going to be complete, blah, blah, blah. So I think we're in a better place right now.
Yeah, and I mean, we're in a more realistic place, honestly.
More realistic.
And there's a lot more stuff now available. So, listen, not that I know the stock market or anything like that. Funko stock has gone up by double over the last 6 months. They're doing some stuff right. I feel like they're making some good decisions. Listen, there's other decisions I'm not loving. And one of the first things that we're going to look at on the slides tonight is going to be one of those decisions that I don't love, but I feel like they're making some good moves. What I would like to get back, if I had to say, something that I'd like to see get back a little bit, is that that connection that I felt like Funko had with the community. They used to,
a big one.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have that same feeling. I think not the only, but like, because listen, not everybody watches YouTube and not everybody's on Instagram and that kind of thing. But there's, that part of community, like we have it with one another, we have it with our people that are here, and there's that like kind of subsect. But I don't feel right now there's that connection back to Funko. Do you know what I mean? Where they did the photo day challenge, just little things like that. I mean, honestly, I hate to even, not that I hate to say this, but listen, I like the little clubhouse thing that they did once in a while with,
cute.
you know what I mean? Like we used to kind of whatever. I never hated it. I really never hated that. I actually liked that we still had a little bit of a connection back to them a little bit. So I wish that would maybe start to take place a little bit more. But some of the other stuff that they've been doing, like it's been some good stuff, and
It's been some good stuff and some questionable stuff.
Questionable stuff too, sprinkled in here and there.
There's a couple good comments
Yeah.
here in the chat. So I see Mason is here. Once again, shout out to Mason.
What's up, Mason?
60,000 subscribers. That is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Also, a newcomer in the chat goes by the name of Let's Chat with Veterans. That's a cool name. I like that. And then the other comment that I want to recognize. So Sam says, I'm a little bummed out about how limited the Skeletor is going to be from the Funko Fusion line at NYCC, but I'm excited about hunting after him. And I think this is a perfect comment because I know there are some people that are genuinely not happy about these limited Funko Fusion pops, and they want to be Funko Fusion complete, or they need the Skeletor, or they need the Megan, or they need the Chucky. But like, it gives you a good challenge. Like, everything shouldn't be easy to get. If everything's easy to get, then that equates to you're going to get bored so quick. You're gonna be like, well, it's been a month and I have everything I want and I'm good. Like, that's not like collecting should have degrees of challenges. And somebody actually left a comment on our video from today that they want, I think it was the same thing. They want Skeletor, but they're not.
Everybody wants Skeletor.
Yeah, he or she wants Skeletor, and they're not paying. They refuse to pay more than retail for a pop. And I hate to say it, you're never going to get that pop for $15. Like, that's just, unless you're in line at the booth for New York Comic Con. And even then, you got to pay all the, the travel, the hotel.
Yeah, and there's a cost. Yeah, there's a cost to that.
Entry. So you're never going to get that pop for $15. So you have to recognize that, like, maybe a year from now, you'll be able to get it for like 200, or like 150. I don't know if it's going to go down that much because it's so limited. And I would imagine that Funko is going to continue releasing Funko Fusion pops. And if the game continues to do well and gain popularity, then it could just actually make those very limited pops go up. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I hate that Skeletor is 500 piece, and I love that Skeletor is 500 piece. I mean, honestly, there's still two Skeletors that eventually I would love to be able to add. Like, they just don't come up for sale anymore. Like, it's hard to even find them to come up for sale, and if they do, it's either in a crazy $1,000 mystery box or something like that. So, but it's fun that it's kind of out there, and they've become, when they get that old, I think that this like 500 piece one, just like the Shredder I'm talking about, like the Shredder, if it was 2 years ago, would be completely not attainable, and I'd never be able to add that one. I'm actually kind of surprised that that's where that one's at, and the Optimus Prime, metallic Optimus Prime, is like double that, I think, or close to double that. So, I think it's a love-hate thing, but I think that that's when collecting's right. Like, you shouldn't, I see Tommy just said it. I think a lot of the stuff, when they started moving everything to the website too, it took away that thrill of the hunt. And I think, with COVID and everything, that kind of ruined things too, because you couldn't just go out to the stores anymore, and it just made it easier. And, going direct to customer, I understand why, Funko does that as well. It's just that part of it, even though the Marshalls thing and the TJ Maxx thing and wherever they ended up was kind of a bummer, and it is a bummer that they ended up where they ended up. But honestly, it put a little spark into people. Like, it made people want to go back out to a store and try to find something. So, like, I'm going to say that, it's a net probably negative at the end of the day, but it did bring a little bit of positivity. Now I see people trying to flip the sodas and do that kind of thing. So maybe it's not that positive, but at least it put that little bit of spark, back into
honestly, if you get off the couch and you go to Marshall's and you find a social media Freddy and you get the chase and you're trying to flip it for $1,000, like, good on you, like, congratulations, do it, like, go for it. That's like a rare, not like once in a lifetime, but it's not going to happen very often that you're gonna be able to go find anything at a regular store and flip it for hundreds or thousands of dollars online. Some more great comments that came in. So Swizzy says they've been trying to send you a large care package from Toronto, Canada for years now.
Swizzy, we're trying to get back to Toronto at some point. We before COVID, we took vacations there every couple of years. We'd go watch a Blue Jays game and go to the Hockey Hall of Fame. My kids loved it when we were younger. So maybe I'll just pick it up sometime.
There you go. There was a couple other things. What's going on? Milky Tex says, facts. I'm the biggest Marvin the Martian fan. I have all the Freddy Martians from this year except that 50 piece count one, but I love the challenge to having it someday. That's really cool. You got all of them already besides the 50 piece? I would actually love to have that 50 piece someday as well, too. It's super cool. That blacklight one.
You get the blacklight one and the all red one too.
Yeah. The all red one is no joke. Isn't that a 250 piece?
I believe so. 250. Yeah, it's a 250 piece, and then you got the 50 piece blacklight. Yeah, those are, and like I'm still trying to get that Optimus Prime. I'm only missing, let's see, all of the Transformer Freddys. I am only missing that one, the metallic Optimus Prime, and then they had I think that they had a metallic
the blacklight one, right? So
I got the blacklight one.
You got the blacklight one. Nice.
Yeah, we got it in a mystery box, I believe. And then we're missing the metallic
like Soundwave or something.
No, something else.
I
can't remember. I'm old.
The Transformers Freddys are so good. Like the fact that they don't have right, they don't have crown. Well, I see. Does Bumblebee have a crown? Bumblebee has a crown, but Optimus doesn't have a crown. Which
Optimus
is cool.
doesn't. Megatron is what I was thinking of before.
Megatron doesn't have a crown either.
No, I gotta pull all of ours out. We had pulled I pulled half of ours out because we got pretty much.
Maybe it's that one. Holly says Metallic Freddy Jazz. Maybe that one.
I think I have. I gotta look down here. You don't know the
I'm with
the
you
shambles
though,
that I have.
I have to get all the Transformers Freddys as well. Like that is something that I'm enjoying hunting as we go.
Great.
So they are great. They're super cool. And yes, the Scare Fair starts tomorrow. I wish we had time. I don't even know where our nearest Hot Topic is. We don't have time tomorrow, unfortunately, to go out. But maybe this weekend or our Halloween show is tomorrow night. So we don't have time.
Oh no, yeah, you're definitely not going to have time. Yeah, so I'll pull up the Scare Fair stuff. The people are excited for these, and rightfully so. Like,
oh wow, there's one 20 minutes away. That's shocking.
Jen, you got time. Go pick some of this stuff up.
That's
they actually shut down the only one that was close for us. They shut down. They're opening a new one, but it's not open yet. So any of this stuff, I'm gonna have to get online. The soda, I'm only gonna buy online because I refuse to go in the store and find something.
I actually want to go. I want to go into the store and see if this whole. Dressed as Beetlejuice if you go in. No, I know. Yeah, we're dressing up tomorrow night, so I can't really go out. But
why you can't go to Hot Topic dressed up as Beetlejuice? I've seen Beetlejuice.
Maybe that's like the only place.
That's the one place you're accepted if you dress up as Beetlejuice.
People be like, "Oh, welcome on in. How can we help you?
Come on in, my friend."
Yeah. No, I am upset over the Art the Clown soda thing. I hope that I don't know. I keep seeing people post pictures that the Chase sticker thing is real. I just don't understand that at all.
Remember when we were talking about the stuff that they do good and the stuff that they do bad? I think that, I wonder where that decision was made. You know what I'm saying? Like it's somebody, there's times like I was thinking about this the other day. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, people at Funko, like I know that they are good at some of the decisions. I like the business decisions that they're making, but then the other side of me is like, do they really understand what the intrigue is? And maybe they just don't care about the sodas anymore. And it's, because I don't really see what is the positive. Like, why do that? I don't get why do that in the first place. And we don't have to beat it to death because we did a little bit last week already. But I just don't. It's the whole allure of the sodas, and it is just like a pop that has a chase. But the problem is it's in a sealed can. Like that's where the big difference is. If there was a black screen over the pops and you had to reveal the the screen, I wouldn't want it on the outside either. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the allure, the fun, or just not understanding what they had with the sodas.
I don't know. See, because I'm trying to think about it from different perspectives and trying to figure out did they do it on purpose to prevent scalpers or something? But it really makes no sense. I don't understand.
No, and I can even get that point. But I don't think that they're they're like, you know what, we got to do this for the community out there because they're getting ripped off because some, and I get it to a certain extent. Like some of these chases, I mean, it was easy to find out, if you had the chase or not because they weigh completely different. You didn't even need a scale to tell you if you had the chase or not. So sometimes that would kind of be ruined anyway. But I mean, with that being said, it's like I'm going to order a couple of these from Hot Topic. We'll probably get 2 or 3. I don't know if they're going to limit it right away, if we'll only be able to get 2 or how it's going to work out. But, we're going to get a couple in. And like when they come in, just thinking about the experience of unboxing, it's like you take it out of the packaging and you already know it's just, man, it's not as fun. It's kind of the whole point with the sodas.
So Dave, Scarefair is online and in person, so you can order stuff online as well.
Yes. And like I said, I think I'm going to have to do everything. I plan on getting.
Yeah. And here's the thing. So 401 says they want people to want the commons. I think it's their way of continuing to test the market to compare it to the pops. People will want the common if it's a good character, but you have to give people the excitement of hunting for that chase because I don't know. It's just, I think it's actually like a faulty product on their end because they're saying that there's a chance of chase on the can. But if on the other side of the can, it's marked with a chase sticker, there's technically not a chance at chase with the unmarked can. So it's kind of false advertising. And I'm kind of shocked that they're getting away with it and that like Hot Topic is not refusing to put these on their shelves or I don't know. It just seems like they're breaking a legal thing here because it says chance of chase, but it's technically not. And when it comes to packaging and marketing and products, there's all kinds of guidelines. Like you have to be very careful with what you put on the packaging of whatever product you're selling. So I find it very strange.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird all the way around for me. But I mean, like I'd seen a couple people saying, maybe it's to prevent cans from being open, but really, which retailers are going to be getting sodas anymore? The only retailer that I'm aware of that's carrying sodas in the store going forward is Hot Topic. No, I don't even know. Like, I mean, GameStop does. Listen, the GameStops that I've gone to, very rarely do they ever have any of the sodas. So you almost have to entirely buy them online. Target's not going to carry, obviously, the soda or
if they're
really
so
any.
upset about like I see what people are saying, like Alex and Hunter, like you guys bring up good points. You think it's trying to prevent people from cracking them open in the stores. That is a huge issue, not just with Funko. Like you see it in a lot of other things. Anytime there's blind packaging and you put it on a store shelf, especially if that shelf is accessible to kids and teenagers, like mom and dad look away and kid just grabs whatever, rips it open, and more often than not, I feel like the kids will just put it back. Like they're not even trying to steal it or anything. They just want to open it, like rip it open and just, have fun for 2 seconds. But you have that issue with any sort of blind packaging in any of these big box stores. So if they were concerned about that with the sodas, just make them online only.
Yeah, well, so I think it was Holly that said that. Do you think that the Hot Topic asked them to do that? I mean, from the store's perspective, if they're looking at it the way that they should, like I remember going to Hot Topic for several of the drops, like Remy and Linguini and a couple of other ones. I mean, the main reason that we would pick up a couple of the sodas is why? Trying to get that chase, right? Like if I knew that it was already gone, yes, it could be a ploy for them for people to want the common, but the people that want the common will buy the common regardless. People that want to buy or get the chase, most likely, not always, but most likely will buy multiple, right?
Yes.
I mean, I personally, that's always been my, theory on it. So I just don't know who it is better for. I mean, does it prevent opening the cans? Sure. But I don't think Hot Topic I never went to a Hot Topic and seen them all busted open. But again, I've not been to like 1,000 Hot Topics, and there could be issues in other Hot Topics with it. But I feel like that's a little bit more.
I'm with Louisa. Like, if anything, this just benefits the Hot Topic employees because they're just gonna buy them all. Like they don't even have to weigh them or guess which one in the case. Like literally, if I'm a Hot Topic employee, I'm just grabbing all the Chase ones and
I feel like they've, you know
buying
what though,
them.
with Hot Topic, I don't know what kind of like guidelines they put on their stuff, but not saying that there's not shady Hot Topics because there probably is, but like I've always had, I've always seen and talked to people that are at least local to us, find Hot Topic Chase Pops, and we're talking like expensive, you know, some of the animes chases and stuff like that, where they wouldn't go missing. So I don't even know, like I don't know, it just it's a little, it's baffling to me. It's honestly just baffling because I feel like they would have sold a lot more if they didn't have the can marked. But you know, I guess we'll find out. I have no issue buying these online though.
Here's what I hope. I hope some of those cans are mismarked. I hope some of them that say Chase are
John,
actually
you
the
dirty
common.
rascal. How could you wish that on somebody?
I hope people go into that store, buy 2 of the ones that say Chase, and they get common.
Listen, luckily they never have quality control problems, so that will never happen.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, they've
So
always
at
been
least
100%
that.
on point. Pop Stop. Yes, the cans do say chance at Chase on the other side. So Holly brings up a good point too. Maybe they did this to drive up in-person sales for the event, get people in the store when the door opens, hoping for the Chase. If they don't, maybe they'll get something else.
That's fair.
That is
Oh, yeah,
fair.
yeah, that's
I think you're gonna have people going anyway because, like, let's forget the soda for a second. These pops are pretty awesome.
you know, do you think we're giving them way too much credit? Did you guys have were you able to catch something there?
No, she just knocked over. Speaking of sodas, like 50 sodas.
I was gonna say that's what it sounded like, but I was not hoping for that.
I was switching the shelf, but I realized that this shelf is not connected to anything. So all the weight was on top. None of it was on the bottom.
Joanna, don't feel bad. I've done it before.
It's okay.
I'm just gonna sit.
Yeah,
for a second.
just take a breather. It's all right.
Yeah.
You know why those sodas fell? Because they didn't have Chase stickers on them.
If they only had, if you only had a place you could get Chase stickers for your soda
I
cans.
don't even know why they were there because I moved all the chases off of that shelf. I didn't even know
They were for the soda show Saturday night.
Oh, did you put them up there?
Yeah, I did.
So it's John's fault.
It's John's
we
fault.
just determined that.
It's Sean's fault.
I didn't even see the sodas up there.
They've been there for 3 days.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It was John's fault. We're good.
All the Halloween pops there.
No. It's all right. Anyway, getting back to the Scare Fair pops.
We love them.
They're great.
They're great. Oh,
it's all Vince.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, sodas falling is much better than pops falling. So sodas are a lot more durable. Scratch and dent sale on aisle 5. Yeah.
Okay, do we want to go through a few of the slides on here?
Yeah, what do you got?
Okay, well, I wish we would have came into something else positive before we go right into this. We'll just show this real quick. We don't have to beat this one to death either, because, you know, listen, I feel like some people are enjoying these.
I would hope so, because, I mean, hopefully they sell more than 5 of them.
I just think that I mean, honestly, I think the Chan Pops are just so much better than these. And it's weird that they kind of went, you know, what are we going to say about these? There's not a whole lot to say. Yeah, I think this is, here's the comment right here. Next slide. Like, what are we going to say? And I totally agree. Like, we could bag on this for another 10 minutes, but why? If people are enjoying them, God bless. I mean, I think that's fantastic. These are definitely not for me. I kind of wish they were more like the big boy ones, and even the Fruity Pebble and Cocoa Pebble ones. I like those too. These just not my cup of tea.
This is something that personally, if I don't see, like, if this doesn't continue in 2025,
what would you like to see it go away first? These or gold figures? I think gold's gone anyway, but
I actually think that the concept of Project Fred is actually really good. The concept.
I'm with you. I'm with
not
you
the
on that.
execution. I think that I personally would like these figures to be much smaller. I think they need to be a lot more inexpensive. Like, I don't know who sat down at Funko and said, hey, we're having a really hard time selling 3-liter sodas at $40. Let's make, obviously this isn't a soda, but let's make a figure that's $250. They'll want that for sure.
Yeah,
So
on top of that, I mean, just real quick on the 3 liters have been absolutely amazing too. Like as a figure,
they
like
have.
I
Yeah,
agree with you on that.
I would buy a 3-liter every day of the week before I bought one of these. Alex, 100%. Yeah. So I don't know if you have a slide for
I
Thrill
do
Joy.
have, yeah.
So Thrill Joy, gives off very similar vibes to Project Fred. So what was your initial thoughts when you saw this?
So, I mean, I'll be honest.
Same thing in the chat. I want to hear everybody. What was your first thought when you saw this? Like, what are we doing?
You know, my very first thought was, now I know whose idea it was to put out those Freddy sodas that all have this exact same pose with the 2 fingers. Where they were all like, I mean, I got my right here. Huh?
Yeah.
Same hand and right? Well, that's
other
right,
hand.
whatever.
Yeah, they mixed it up. Other hand.
Okay, so listen, as a figure, I think this is cool, but like I think we're getting to the point now where I feel like there's, you know, and I don't want to offend anybody at all. I just feel like the designer toy line, like there are so many different designer toys now, like, and it's completely fine. You know, it's just I don't want to say it gets lost in the mix, but it's just like another one. Like I don't know what makes it special. Do you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this is not, I'm not even saying this is bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not saying any of that stuff. It's just like, you know, for Funko, for me, it's more about nostalgia. It's about having something that reminds you of this, reminds you of that. It's always been the separation for me between that and like any of the other designer toys. And typically they cost a lot more. So I don't have a budget for all of that stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think this is bad.
I'm curious what the price point is going to be, because my gut is telling me not cheap.
No, I mean, is this a 6-inch figure? Is that, you know, I haven't read into it too much.
Yeah,
this is probably just not
is
my.
This a 3-inch figure that's just really blown up? You know, we don't know.
Right.
Or is this like a 3-foot figure? Like we don't know.
It'd be life size.
Daft Funk. That was my exact thought. Not better than Funko. And I wish them all the best of luck. I think
I do. Yeah, I do too. I hope they succeed with everything. I really do.
Yeah, it definitely. My second thought was he kind of looks like Chomp's cousin. So
yeah,
not really understand where they're going there, but yeah, I wish them the best of luck. I think that some designer toy companies like Tiny Ghosts, like Chomps, you know, they stand out amongst the rest because they've done some different creative stuff. Like, you know, Chomps, especially, they did like the ketchup Chomp and you know, just great different fun things that are cute, but they stand out. And I think there's just a lot now, and it's just a lot of like exactly what you said. Some of them just get lost in the weeds, and it's hard to tell like what's what. I'm disappointed that Brian Mariotti left, because same, you know, and there's rumors now that Mike Becker, I guess, is going to go join him or whatever that is going to be. But I think it's disappointing because like you have Funko, you have an outlet to be creative. So why not use Funko and just make another line with a different set of figures instead of going off and starting your own company? And I actually think I don't know where your thoughts on are this. Is it technically a conflict of interest? Because like Mike Becker splitting off and making his own company, and then like I'm imagining he's guessing that he's going to get Funko people on board, like, so they're technically stealing customers.
Well, it depends on what kind of contracts they had. If they didn't have like a you know, a non-compete clause or something like that, they can do whatever they want. Or they could have had a short amount, like I don't know how long Mariotti's been gone, but you know, the way I look at the way that I look at designer toys is like almost all designer toys have a really cool artist or really cool concept behind that, or somebody that's passionate about what they do. And I think most people that collect the designer toys also really just love the people that are involved with that designer toy. Do you know what I'm saying? It's different where Funko people love the IPs. It's not necessarily.
Yeah, we love Spider-Man. We love Luffy. We love
Now,
Batman.
but with that being said, I think it used to be different. See, I think Funko, before they went public, when they were a smaller company, and again, I wasn't as big in collecting at that point. I was collecting mystery minis and that kind of thing, so it wasn't really pop related as much. But I think that they went from having that like cool feeling to now it's like kind of a different kind of feeling. And yeah, now we're going to the IPs, where I think that like with Brian Mariotti starting this, and if Mike Becker, if he goes to this too, I think that those are going to be the people that the faces are getting attached to with that, and people that really support those two will be on board with this kind of thing. And I think that's kind of where it is. Like Reese O'Brien with Tiny Ghost, like I love the stuff. I love his artwork. I love the style. It's probably why I love Funko Pops as much as I do, because I think he's got a lot of influence over, all of the past stuff. So, when you get really cool artists that can do some like really cool things, I think that you're going to get people that will follow that because of that. Again, for me as a collector, just because I can't collect everything, even though I do have a few Tiny Ghosts, I got a dumpster fire behind me, I got an abominable toy over there. I'll pick up pieces here and there because I enjoy the artwork of it or enjoy the artist behind it, but it's not something that I would probably. I think it's just that you have to be a different kind of collector for that. But I wish them luck. I hope it does amazing. If it's not crazy expensive, I would love to grab one, but I have a feeling it's going to be probably crazy expensive.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be very pricey.
Yeah, and that's what I would think. But best of luck to them. I think it's
there is a market. Like there's definitely a market for those higher end figures. There's Hot Toys and all these other companies that make very high end statues with all kinds of details and stuff. Or maybe they'll shock us. Maybe this is like a $30 figure and it's like 5 inches and it's reasonably sized or something. But yeah, I definitely think that a lot of, like exactly what we said, a lot of people will be following them and buying their products just simply because they are now recognized names. People know who they are. They have clout, which is good. Good for them.
Yeah. And will this be the one character that gets done a million different times, or are they going to have different molds? You never know. I'll look forward to seeing it. I always look forward to all the all the design.
That was actually my biggest disappointment so far with Project Fred. It's not even like that the artwork looks terrible. I was just hoping that they would do different molds. Like it's a $250 figure. Like mix it up a little bit.
I think that's why the Chan figures are so
amazing. The Jumbo Chans. Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you get the Chan, like I think that's the best part of, and why I just if I had to get one of those, I'd get that before I got the Fred, because of that, for the most part.
I also like Funko. Like I think a lot of people forgot about this. I actually like Funko because of the boxes, like the display box. Like Funko has of course we're talking about Pops here, but like it has a 2 feature display option. You can display it out of box. You can see all sides of the figure, or like for me, like I'm an inbox collector at heart. There are some things that I will take out of box, but I really enjoy just the way the figures look in the box with the silhouette of the figure on one side, the sticker, if it's exclusive or con or whatever, on the other side of the window. It's got Funko at the top. Like, I just like the way it looks. And I think the problem for me with a lot of these designer toy things is like, they don't have boxes like that. They have, not blind packaging, but closed off packaging. Right. So like you can't really display it in box, and you have to take it out and like put it in front of the box. And like the uniformity of Funko Pops is something that really adheres to my OCD. Yeah, I really like that. And when some of these designer toy companies like make different figures and stuff, it really bugs the heck out of me when they make different sized figures. And I think that's kind of why I haven't really jumped into like Tiny Ghosts yet, like fully, because I know they have different size Tiny Ghosts, and I'm gonna have to figure out like, all right, am I gonna be like a regular Tiny Ghost collector? But I also like some of the minis. It's kind of
regular. You would like the regular ones, and they're pretty uniform. Yeah. You'd fall in love with them. Okay, you'd fall in love with them, John. But they're expensive, and their heart is. hard as Hades.
Well,
to
I
get.
like a challenge, but like I also think that for any collectible to succeed for a long time, and I think this is where a lot of designer toys fall short, is you have to, in my opinion, once again, I think this is where Funko does something very well. They have an item in everyone's budget, whether you have $5 or $5,000. Like you can buy a Pocket Pop or you can buy a 24-piece Freddy. Like they literally, like when they say Funko is for everyone, and there are other companies out there who think that they appeal to the masses when they actually don't, because they've decided that their retail price is going to be $200, $500, $1,000, whatever it's going to be. You automatically are like getting rid of, you know, a majority of people that are never going to be able to afford that starting price for your figure. We're not even talking about what the figure might sell for on the aftermarket. I'm talking about retail.
Right.
And the fact that Funko has stayed a $15 retail, which can allow 99%, you know, not everybody, because some people don't have any excess income or they don't have, you know, any spare money to spend on non-essentials, but $15, 99%, I think, of the middle class, economy, lower class, upper class, like they have that money to spend so they can be part of the hobby. And I think that's what sets Funko apart. But it also adheres to, hey, if you want to go out and you want to grab some really cool things that are in the hundreds of dollars, you can do that. If you want to go even more insane and you want to collect those 12-piece pops that only came out 10 years ago, and you're fine with dropping thousands of dollars on one figure because that's what you like, you can do that as well. Or if you just want to wait around until stuff shows up at Marshall's and get it for super cheap, you can do that too. We are all part of the community and we all collect in different ways.
Yeah. Agree with you. I was going to say it better, but I decided that I can't say it better than that. So
I'll take it. But no, I'm curious
what the mic with that
Joy has. We'll see what we'll see. Show us what you got. We'll see what.
Show us what we got. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just like I do with just about every company. I mean, I've been dabbling a little bit more here and there, but like, yeah, I can't go down too many more rabbit holes. It's starting to hit that.
So Forbidden has a good question. What if Thrilljoy's Blue is visually appealing in the box and a premium box at a premium price of $80? Would I get it? I would not.
I would not either.
I'm not going to get it. It could be $15. I'm not going to get it right out of the gate because I don't know this company's mission. I don't know what they're trying to do long term. Are they just going to be making this figure every year? Is it a limited release?
You know what I think you got to ask yourself too? Does that figure speak to you? Like it doesn't necessarily.
Yeah, what's the figure's backstory? Like, you know, it's not an IP, it's not a licensed character, so
right.
Like I don't know anything about it. So it's got to have a compelling story. You know, is it 500 pieces? Is it just something like, hey, this is our figure, and we're gonna make every other figure based off of this character? It's just different molds, different characters. Like I have no interest in that. So I would like to see where they go, and I think I'm gonna sit back for like a year or two and see where they're going, because I know that, see, this is me looking at it from more of like a person. I am curious, like, okay, Brian Mariotti, Mr. Mariotti, I'm sitting across from Brian, right? You left Funko. I love Funko. So you kind of hurt me already by leaving Funko. You left something that
did he leave or was he asked to leave though?
It doesn't matter. He left. He's not with the company. He's not with the company anymore. Okay. Well, I'm just putting it out there like this.
Okay, no, I want to hear
maybe he was asked to leave, but for whatever reason, he's not with the company anymore. Okay. What's to say that XYZ thing doesn't just happen again, and a year from now he just leaves Thrilljoy and he goes and starts up, like, you know, Happy Robots or something, some other like company.
Yeah, but John,
like,
he left Funko. You didn't stop collecting Funko.
No, because I love Funko.
I know, but what do you care if he leaves Thrilljoy next?
But I wasn't with him. I wasn't in a company collecting something with him.
You didn't have that. I gotcha.
So I have a connection with Funko. Like I kind of feel like you got to earn my connection with the next company. Like if it's something, are you trying to make this another Funko, or you're going to be in it for 15 to 20 years and you're going to put your heart and soul and you're going to promote the heck out of it and tell everybody how great it is and make Thrilljoy fun days, thrill days, parties, and, you know, get everybody all amped up about your newest products? Like, you sold me. I mean, not him personally, but like, I love Funko and I will for the rest of my life. but you left. It's like we broke up in a way. I don't know. Maybe this is too deep, but like,
yeah, it's what, John. I don't feel that way at all. But no, I listen. I'm not saying that you're. I'm not saying that you're wrong though. I think that you're entitled to that feeling. I bet you a lot of people. You've collected a little bit longer. You've been with the company. You were collecting before they went public as well, correct? So
yeah,
I think it's a little bit different for me. I don't have that personal connection to like to that part of it at all. Like, would it bother me a little bit if Mike Becker went and started doing something else? I thought about it a little bit more. No, I don't think it would, because really what they both built really with Funko and the community, and really it's the nostalgia. And I think that's, Daft said it as well over here. It's the IPs. They do it in a fantastic way as well, because all these other companies will take bits and pieces, or do some of this stuff. Like, I've seen some of the different things bring in different IPs and that kind of thing, but I think Funko does that best, and that's what I enjoy. I love opening up something that I'm like, man, I didn't know that this character was part of this show, whatever. And it's always going to be that about me, and I don't have the same kind of connection. So I guess I wouldn't care.
I'm not saying that I couldn't be sold on another company and another item. I'm just saying it's going to take a while for me to make the jump, because I'm a very
you just don't fall in love easily, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to be wooed a little bit.
I'm a very passionate person. I like what I like, and there's other, like, there's things that I like that I don't buy, that I'm not like into it enough, because I know once I start to buy it, once I start to collect it, I start making cool displays and everything. Like, I treat it with love, and you can't treat everything with love just because you don't know how long that item is going to stick around, or if that company is going to be worth your love. So
it's fair.
Can't just give your heart away,
Yeah, no, protect it at all costs.
Yeah.
Don't get hurt, John, please. It'll make me sad.
Sorry for making that too deep, but
hey, no, that's what we love you for. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So here's another. This is one of those one step forwards as far as I'm concerned. I'm curious. I think I already know where your opinion's at. I'm curious to see what the negative, if there is any negative with this. And I'm not talking about these figures. Like, I seen a little bit because they were charging $18, and then they're, you got to get the hard stack, and it's $25 pre-order, which I think is kind of fair for a pop that's going to be something like this. Whether you want to do it or not is besides the point for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm loving that they're putting this stuff on the sticker, is what I'm talking about right now, with the original, the authentication sticker.
Yes.
I'm kind of liking that they're putting this on some. I want to see this. I honestly would like to see this on everything.
Yeah, I think, I've seen a lot of people today say they were really hyped, really amped for this. I think it's good. I think the more authentication, the better. I mean, it can't hurt, I think. And I actually, I really like that multicolor One Piece 25th sticker.
Two stickers of the year right here.
Yeah, I actually really like this a lot. I think this is worth it. Didn't I say a little, was it last week or the week before, that like I was okay with paying a little bit more for the authentication? I mean, I feel like this is where we're at. Like, you're paying a little bit more, and I feel like Funko is making this more like a premium version of a pop. And I know some people are upset about the price. Like, that sucks. Like, it does suck, but at least it's not
I
the
think
same thing that you're getting. Like, you're getting a more premium version of a pop, in my opinion.
But if you go by their chart that they did, their chart actually, because this has a base, it's one of the, I don't know what they call it, the Pop Plus or whatever. They were going to charge more. This was going to be an $18 pop regardless. Right. And it's coming with a hard stack, and that's why it's going for the 25. Swizzy, thank you. I didn't even.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, what the heck? We could have just met in Toronto at some point, but I appreciate that.
That's very kind of you.
Thanks for sending that. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say. You kind of, wow, I haven't seen that color on the screen for a long time, so I appreciate that.
Hey, glad to hear that you're enjoying the stream. We're so excited to have you in the chat.
Absolutely. But yeah, so as far as this was going to be a little bit more anyway. I don't think that this is anything more for the sticker. I honestly, I'm going to be curious
No,
to see
yeah,
what they use the
I
sticker
forgot.
on.
They're in the plus line. I
Yeah,
saw
this is in the plus line because of the base. And I'll be honest, like I said this about that Darth Vader that they did. I kind of like the bronze statue thing. And they did the Darth Maul. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that's kind of cool. And I know that these actually are for, you know, that they're going to probably do all of the characters in this kind of setup. But I don't know. I kind of like the way that they've been. Hopefully, it's not the new Chrome, but I think it's kind of. I kind
I
of
think
like it, which
they
probably
look
means it will be the new Chrome.
they look good as one-offs. I hope they don't I hope they don't overdo it. I think if they just do a few characters like this, it will stand out in your collection. If they do the whole line, which I know there are some people that desperately try to be one piece complete. I don't know if I don't want a whole wall of these, but I think if you have a couple, they will really stand out and look nice.
Man, One Piece complete at this point. Like, oh my God, good luck. Holy smokes.
People trying to do it.
Yeah, no, in amazing pops too, but like I got 40 and I'm not even halfway there. So
Wow.
like good luck to you. Good luck to you on that one.
Yeah.
Chris, 12 months. Happy 1 year anniversary. Do we send each other a piece of paper? Is that what's the 1 year? Is it a piece of paper? I think I think it's your paper
You
anniversary.
got a 1 year. You got to come to NYCC and shake his hand in person.
I've shaken his hand.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that long ago.
I know.
We got to renew our vows. Yeah, I'm gonna have to meet up with you again, Chris, at some point.
Swizzy also says he's been with you and the channel for 4 years, and he's got some stuff that he's got to catch you up on.
Well, Swizzy, that is amazing.
And apparently these are loosely based off of actual statues in Japan. So
yes, I seen a picture of those statues today. Pretty nice statues, to be honest.
yeah, so these are up for pre-order, but they don't come out until June, I think, or something.
Yeah, they've been doing that with several of the pre-orders. The pre-orders have been taking some time. Like, yeah, they've been taking some time. I can't remember if I bought any of the other pre-orders or not.
Mm. Oh, and Forbidden actually has a coupon code that everybody can take advantage of. So if you use Funko Perks 15, you can drop the price down to 21. It's pretty good.
Yes, that is a where's that at? I'll put that on the screen here.
If you use Rakuten, you get 2% back as well.
Do both, and you're getting 17% off. What do you guys think of that? Why don't we do Rakuten with John's code? Use Forbidden's code over here as well, and we're saving you guys money. I mean,
Jason, we've been yelling at you, brother. We've been yelling at you.
Always.
There's 10 statues in Japan, so they'll be doing them all. All right.
I'm sure we're going to get at least 10 of them. Okay, so we got a few more. Let's go through some. Listen, I'm sorry. What am I trying to say?
I don't know.
I'm trying to say something to the point of I have certain things that came out this week that I thought were pretty cool. I'm biased. That's what I meant to say. I'm biased to.
No, I think this is awesome. And can I just say this? Finally, like $7 a pop, getting their first exclusive. Like, come on, it's about time.
And they are doing 1 in 36. You have a chance at a signed Elvira,
which I think is cool. I like how they're doing
that. It's something different. I kind of like that. It's completely innovative.
Do you think it's kind of
$7 a pop sticker on here?
Do you think it's on purpose? Like it's a throwback to the original Chase?
Yeah, I do.
Count the 1 out of 36.
I honestly, like Jason is like an OG collector, and like they go back with Funko probably right from one of the very beginnings. I don't know their entire lineage and their history and whatnot, but I know that they've been around forever. So I think that this is super cool that they're getting an exclusive. I think it's a super cool idea to do like a chase that's just a autograph. Obviously, they do a lot of autographs and that kind of thing. So I think this is a fun idea. It's a fun pop. It's got the little buddy pop as well. I mean, that's a pretty cool exclusive.
And Elvira's great. I mean, she's awesome.
I mean, you can't have enough Elvira.
No,
I don't think you can.
And luckily this one, I mean, they have made several Elvira pops, but I think this one is different enough to where a lot of people are going to try to pick this one up. I'm going to pick it up, of course, because we like Elvira as it is, but I have to have it for the collection just simply because it's $7 a pop's first exclusive.
Yeah, it's. I might try to order one. Just take a shot in the dark for that chase.
Yeah, if I get the chase, I mean, I actually hope to not get the chase, but if we get the chase, that'd be cool.
You don't want an autograph?
I don't know.
John, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard you say, and I've heard you say some weird things.
I
to
don't
me
know if I
before.
really like. I don't think her autograph would mean anything to me. Like, no disrespect to her at all. It's just I don't like. There's certain autographs of people that I really want, but they are like characters and real life
So
people.
if she walked up to you, you'd be like, "No, thank you. I'm good."
If she walked up to me in person,
So if you
yes,
got it
but
in
I'm just
person,
saying,
it'd be
if I
okay.
get the
I get where
autograph
you're at.
like just through the mail, like, and I open it up, like, cool. If I get anybody's autograph in person, that will automatically have sentimental meaning. But like, if I just get it in the mail, I'll just be like, oh, cool. Like, it would just be like getting an autograph pop in a collection, like just seeing the autograph, unless it's like, some crazy person that I have been trying to chase his or her autograph. But yeah, I would rather pass it. I'd rather pass it on to somebody else who does really want to have her autograph,
That can be commended.
This is fire though. We need this.
This is
100%. This is amazing.
fire.
This is so cool.
Do you think it's going to actually be that tall in the box? Do you think that little is a chow? Is that what that little size
I
is?
do actually. I think they're going to raise it up that much just because
Yeah.
they have done that with a few buddy pops now, to where the buddy pop is above the exclusive sticker. I think people complained about that for so many years with the sticker blocking
Rightfully
the
so,
buddy
too.
pop. Yeah, so that's another great change that nobody talks about that Funko has done, and it is a complete game changer for the pop.
Yeah, and I think this is like one of the. I mean, we got a lot of Sonics, but this is one of the better Sonic molds, and then flocked right out the gate. I like when they just do something cool. Like this is a perfect exclusive. You know what I mean? Instead of giving me a common that's like this with no flock, like just flock it right out of the gate.
Block it.
Target exclusive. Flock it and let's go. What I did not find another picture of they're and whatever they're also doing. Was it No, not Shadow. There was Tails, Sonic, and Knuckles, I believe. 8-bit. Did you see that?
I did, yeah, I did.
Not
really,
as good, and that's why I was saying I'm
feeling
being a little bit biased as far as which slides I pulled out tonight. That one I didn't love as much, and I didn't take the time to go back and try to find those. If you guys like the 8-bit pops, honestly, we have a couple 8-bit pops, and they're from the games line. It's the only time I think it really kind of makes sense, but Sega's graphics were never 8-bit, so it rings a little hollow. But this thing is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to drop. They said this week. Like if it's tomorrow, I am going to be on because I was super bummed out that when Leonardo and the Donatello chase dropped, they sold out on Target like in less than 20 minutes. Like I was there. I couldn't get it fast enough. And to try to get a chase at Target, like I think you have a better chance of seeing Sasquatch than getting a chase at Target.
Yeah. I actually went to Target today and checked their pop section. It was rough.
Yeah, any chases? No chases.
No, there was just a lot of 8-bit pops, all on clearance.
Like I said, yeah, they did all the X-Men one, probably all the X-Men ones.
And there was a lot of Blacklight, and sad to see. I think they're great, but I guess they just made too many of them. The comic book covers were like 75% off.
The comic book covers are it's a little bit of a tough thing with the sizing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many are you going to do? I think that these are like, I'm surprised they didn't charge extra for these. Like, look at how much detail you got. That basket. You got little turtles all over the place. And like, how did they not charge more? I'm not giving them any ideas. You don't need to charge more. I'm just saying you'd think that these would have been one of those plus whatever they're.
These are super cute though. Whoever came up with this design, and if you notice too, the eyes on Bullseye are different. Like they could have just been lazy and just made Bullseye the same exact pose and eyes open for each one, but the fact that like he's got his eyes closed in one, he's winking in another,
Well, even the turtles. Look at the little turtles
and the
on the
little
top,
turtles have different facial expressions. Yeah, so
smiling.
good.
You got
So
angry Raphael. I can't wait for these. When they drop, I have to get a couple of these to try to get that chase, because I feel like that's going to be a tough one. That's going to be one of those that's a
I could see
little
these
bit
being
tough.
like $40 or $50 chases.
I do too. I think that these are going to be a little bit tough to track down the chases. We got a whole line of Wicked.
This
Whole
line
line
is
of Wicked.
actually really cool. I'm
It's super
excited for this
cool.
movie. I know Joanna is, and hopefully we can. I know actually, I'm not gonna say hope. I know we're gonna find some time to go see it when it hits theaters. So
Yeah, I liked Wicked. They did the Wizard of Oz a while back. That I thought that was a good one too.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm looking forward to this movie. I thought I actually like these pops. And again, sometimes I wish they would just do the exclusives and just not do the common along with it. But I think that ship has sailed. I think that's just what we're getting going forward at this point.
yeah.
We got another bullseye. Like
This
now
is
we're
new. I thought we got this for D23.
this was this was, where did I pull this thing from?
I think we got this already, but is it finally coming out, or
I don't know if they had
or
the
did they never exactly? Did they never even drop it? They just advertised it.
I don't know. That's a good question. I just seen it and I grabbed it, but I'll be honest with you, we had this in the house already. I know
Oh,
that I had this,
okay.
but it had a special edition sticker.
Yeah, that's where Josh is at. Yeah. Yeah, Laura. I saw Wicked is one of two plays I saw on Broadway back in the day, and Wicked was unbelievable. It was so good. So cost me a fortune. I'm still trying to pay that off. But yeah, it was so good.
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Then we got Moana 2 pops coming out soon.
Yeah, kind
Movie,
of
I think is coming
some
out soon as well.
spoilers, I guess, or I don't know, right? Like,
I mean, it's a little bit spoilage. I mean, we've got yeah, I guess so. I guess it could be.
I guess it only matters if it's Agatha.
Yeah, yeah. There's no slides of any of that in here tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, as a matter of fact, I think that was the last pop slide, and we have our GI Joe drop on Tuesday, which I cannot wait for. I don't know if anybody else is excited as I am, but I can't wait for our first Flint pop. That's what.
What's the pack count?
Pack count I did not see yet. I honestly, like I said earlier, this week has been a little bit insane.
Yeah.
I'm sure the pack count is going to be, I regardless of where the pack count is, I don't feel like this is a sellout regardless, probably. Which I don't care anyway. It makes it easier just
It doesn't
to,
matter.
I don't.
It matters to you because this is an IP that hits close to home, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You're excited.
that is where I'm at with any of these drops going forward, and I know that I'll be able to get these packs, which I got to decide how crazy I'm going to go though, because especially over the last couple, especially on the non-drop sellout drops, like, oh, I'll be saying 10 and 10.
10,
Okay,
10.
that's
All right.
pretty low.
I think that's appropriate, right? For the
I think that's more that I
for
think
the
that
fandom.
is appropriate. They at 10 and 10, they could get close. They could get close with that. I could see it. I mean, most of the Joe Pops though are not super expensive.
Okay.
So we don't have like limited wise, there are no limited GI Joe, there are no limited pops from the GI Joe line. So these will be our first foray into anything limited. That'll be kind of interesting.
But here's the thing, like if you are not a GI Joe collector, then you just saved yourself some money for another pack drop that might mean more to you, and it might be a pack drop that Vince skips. Like that's the whole point of cycling through the different series and the different IPs. I'm with I think, did Holly say it? I'm super excited. Yeah, I hope we get the Funko Ween Glams tomorrow.
That's what I'm hoping for tomorrow. I'm hoping that that's going to be next. I mean, could they sneak in what was the other one that because it was another one I know I was going after.
Yeah,
as
there was
well.
a third one that I can't remember off the top of my head.
What was the third one? Because I am completely drawing a blank right now. There was G.I. Joe. We had the Funkoween.
Oh, Stranger Things. Thank you,
Stranger
Ollie.
Things.
That's
That's
what it
right.
was. Yeah.
Stranger and Stranger Things could be good or it could. I didn't love the last Stranger Things one, so I'm hoping that this one's a little bit different than
It's
what
gonna
they
have
did
to be
last
tough.
time.
There's a lot of Stranger Things pops already, so it's got to be something pretty unique.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, will they do Stranger Things and then Funkoween the next week? We're gonna find out. We'll probably find out tomorrow, I would imagine.
I'm
So
surprised they're doing Stranger Things already, and they wouldn't wait until the new season or the
yeah,
final season hits, and then just do feed off the hype of that. But
yeah, because it's not too far away at this point.
yeah. And then what did I see? Oh, there was a comment. Oh, somebody asked, Gator, have we played Funko Fusion yet? No, I have not played Funko Fusion yet.
We haven't either. I mean, I've had the game sitting there. I was upset because we got ours the day after. We were supposed to get it the day that it dropped because we had pre-ordered it. It came in the day after. It's still sitting there. You think we've been able to even open it yet? But we got homecoming this week, and like it's just been
It's insane.
it's been
the craziness.
It's been insane. It's been absolutely insane.
Alex says, what characters would you two like to see for Funkoween? I just want to see some like crazy monsters. Like I want to see like first off, I want to see Franny and Proto part of the wave as well. I think that is critical. But yeah, just come up with some cool original characters. Like, for the last one, the zombie samurai, like they were all zombies. Like they don't have to be all zombies this time. Like, here's the zombie pirate, but
the pirate was my favorite.
Yeah, the pirate's pretty awesome, but just like some cool characters.
I think they'll do something unique. I mean, the last two really they've knocked them. Really, they've done them all. They've done an amazing job on all of the Freddy drops. So I'm looking forward to Funkoween. But yeah, hopefully we'll see that. Will it be tomorrow? Will it be Stranger Things tomorrow? Will we see anything tomorrow?
Yeah, would they do it not at all tomorrow because they don't want people to not spend for G.I. Joe? Like if they were,
I mean, it hasn't stopped them before.
True. I don't know. I'm excited to see the Funkoween drop because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like just kind of getting back to New York Comic Con a little bit. I feel like it's lacking like Halloween, like a Halloween vibe. Like I know we're getting the headless Freddy, and that's awesome, but I feel like
there's a couple pops that make you feel that way, but I know what you're saying. You think we're gonna see a box? Has there been any speculation?
I don't know. I see Joshua says John is obsessed with Franny. Dude, I am obsessed with Franny because
you're right.
We have been asking for a female Funko character for a decade, and yeah, it finally came to fruition. So yes, I am obsessed with her, and I want to see some cool pops made of her. Do we see a box? I think there's still time because I've seen some people say it's too late for a box. They would have announced it by now. I disagree. I think Funko shoots from the hip sometimes, and NYCC is late this year. It's the third week of October. It's usually now. It's usually the first week. So they might announce it next week. They could say, you know what, we're going to announce it the week of. They're going to announce it on Monday and then drop it on Thursday. We've seen that happen before. So I think they're going to
do it though. I feel like we would have maybe seen some leaks or heard.
No, I think there's still a chance, but at the same time, if there's not, I just hope that there's something else for New York Comic Con. Like I feel like the catalog is missing like a catalyst. I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing. Like it's a good catalog, I think, but I don't know. It just seems so weird to only have one Freddy and then no Franny and no Proto, like with the exception of the biddies, of course. But if there's only one Freddy this year, like that's
Did we have multiple Freddys last year though? We did in other. I mean, other than the box, right?
No, we did. We had multiple Freddys just for New York Comic Con. We had the 1,000-piece Blacklight Freddy Bones, and then there was a regular Freddy Bones.
Well, yeah, they had the event though. That was for the event, no?
No, they had 2 Freddy's just for the catalog, and then the Freddy soda for NYCC.
Darn it, John, you're right. That was last year.
That was just for the catalog. That was separate from the box. And then they had the box with all those amazing, like the heavy metal Halloween Freddy's and stuff as well. So it would just be weird to go from all that to this, and it would just be
and we had
more.
a bunch of sodas last year too.
And we had 8 sodas last year. Can you believe it? We had 8 sodas, not even including the ones in the boxes, in the heavy metal boxes. We had 8 regular exclusive sodas to New York Comic Con, and this year we have 0.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of
So this all to me shows me at least that something is happening at Funko. Because if you were to say like, okay, like they're cutting it back, like instead of 8 sodas, they're doing 2 sodas because they don't feel that they can sell 8 sodas again. I would get it. I'd be like, okay, they're trying to feel out the demand for the community right now, just like what they're doing with the Loungefly bag. The Poppin bag combo was 4,000 pieces last year. It's 1,000 pieces this year. Okay, they've adjusted, they've corrected course. This to me doesn't feel like corrected course, and especially if they don't do a box of fun, that also doesn't feel like a corrected course. That feels like to me that they are getting ready to do like a completely different style of drops moving into 2025. That they are changing up their entire playbook.
like, what do you think? What are you thinking by that?
I'm thinking that they're looking at going with smaller con catalogs, because that's what it seems like. If you look at the con catalogs last year compared to this year, they're all smaller than what we got last year, which I think is fine. But at the same time, you have to have cool stuff at the cons for people to feel like that they need to spend all this money to go to the cons, because you got to remember there are people
pulling back on the quantities that they're making as well, because like we did not like there was not con pops going to like discount stores a couple of years back, and I understand the hype was more, but regardless of where the hype was at, the production didn't meet where the hype was at. So I think, are they judging that now, and you think they're going to pull that back a little bit? Are we going to see sellouts that don't?
I think you have to, like, I think they have to pull back on the production. So I do think you'll see not only less items available, but you'll see less of each item to get it. So maybe in doing that, like, hey, there's only a few items, but each item is only going to be 5,000 regular exclusive instead of like 10 or 15. I don't know how many they made in the past. So then the people who go to the booth, like, they're going to get one and that's it. You're not going to see any restocks on the website. You're not going to see any of them pop up in stores later on. But I don't know what they're trying to do. It seems like something is brewing, like something is changing. I don't know. It just seems so weird to have all these different things disappear from the catalog, like no rewinds. They
did get a new CEO.
No Project Fred for New York Comic Con, which I think is a good shift. Like, they did the Deadpool one for San Diego Comic Cons, and they're not doing one for New York Comic Con. But the biggest thing to me that is just like very strange, and that's why I think there's a turnover. Like, obviously we just had the CEO change and everything, but I think they're rewriting the whole playbook, because we didn't get Franny, we didn't get Proto, and we didn't get sodas. So I feel like they're holding stuff back. And on top of that, if we don't get a box, I just feel like they're trying to change up their game plan. And maybe the CEO wants to do things completely different moving forward.
Right.
That's what I feel like is happening. So the V Friends. So a lot of people don't know what V Friends is. So if you guys look up Gary Vaynerchuk, who is he's actually a pretty big celebrity. He's a very well-known entrepreneur. He also speaks to positivity and mental health and financial freedom. A lot of those topics is actually a really big deal that he's collaborating with Funko. He has said for years now that he loves what Funko has done. He loves collectibles. He's actually really big into sports cards. So this is actually a really big deal. And then the fact that they're making his pop it's not his pop, but like his company's pop only 1,000 pieces. I think this pop actually has the potential to be one of the most expensive of the whole con, because you're going to have all these people who don't care about Funko too much. They're going to want his pop just simply because this could be the first of many V Friends exclusives and V Friends characters, because there's a lot of different characters that are
They
a
have a
part of
ton of
people.
yeah, so they have cards with like they have hundreds of characters. They're supposed to do a cartoon, I believe, this year as well. I have a feeling this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as them blowing up. I'll be honest, what you just said, John, I'm gonna echo. I think this is gonna be the most expensive pop
Mhm.
from this particular con. The only pop that I've had multiple people ask me, do you know anybody that's going there that can pick one of these? Like, no, we don't get hit up that often, but this one was one that multiple people have reached out to us to find out how they're going to get it. And then now they are pulling a few of those off to the side. Sounds like you got to be there though. Unfortunately, you have to be at MYCC, but they were setting 200 aside for community friends, community members, but it sounded like you had to be part of it. So I think these are going to be
It's
this is
gonna
going
be
to be
high.
one of those people are going to be like, "What? That is
Yeah.
what's most expensive?" Because I just don't think that enough people are aware in the Funko sphere of people where there's going to be this demand that's crazy on the outside for this.
I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw it, I was super excited because he's actually somebody that I've been following for years, and he was a
Super
big
motivational.
yeah, he's really motivational. And I went through, I mean, just like everybody, like we all have dark times, we all have years that are worse than others, but I had a really dark period during the end of my college experience. My last like 18 months, 2 years wasn't really like, my best time in life. I was going through a lot of struggles with trying to figure out my career path. And I was also surrounded by a lot of terrible people. And I was also dealing with some extreme family challenges as well. So that's when I started to, and he's huge. I mean, he's not like somebody that's like up and coming. Like he has millions of followers.
Yeah.
He's very successful. He's worth a whole heck of a lot of money. And I started following him and I would just watch his videos simply for motivation. And then beyond that, I always knew I wanted to do something entrepreneurial because I I resonated with the same feelings that he had. And I think that a small part of why I felt confident enough to get out in front of the camera was because of him. There was a lot of other huge factors, but it was a small piece of me being comfortable enough to say, you know what, I'm not scared of what people might think of me. I'm just going to put myself out there and look where we are, but it's not all because of him. Like I obviously have a lot of other great people in my life and everything, but he is a great source of positivity and motivation. If you just want to go watch some of his videos, he does curse a lot, so he's not completely clean. So just be mindful of that, but he doesn't apologize for it. He is who he is. And I think it's great.
Yeah. No, and I mean, sometimes you need that spark. Sometimes you got to have that outside person to just, you know what I mean? You get that little spark to set that flame up. And he's
Yep.
definitely one of those kind of people. If you guys look into him a little bit, if you don't know who he is, but I mean, yeah, he's pretty well known for the
And I
most
think I
part.
think we need more people like him in life that say, because I think unfortunately, once again, maybe this is a little too deep for our
No,
weekly
this is the
weekly
night to go.
CFO thing. Alex is barking. Yeah, he's howling in the background for some reason. But I think there's a lot of people that like to instill fear in people. Like, you look at the news or like I don't do politics or anything, but like you go on anything and there's people that say like, "Oh, do this." So, oh wow,
I've never seen him like this.
I guess he really wants to go outside. It could be something
No,
as
he's just
simple.
feeling the vibe right now,
He's
Jen.
just feeling the vibe.
He's
It
liking
could
where
be
you're
something
going.
as simple as we've had like you ever have a salesman come to your house? We've had like solar panel salesmen come to our house before, and they're like, if you don't get solar, like your energy bills will be through the roof and you'll be regretting it for the next 20 years. And it's like that is a form of fear. Like they are saying, like, hey, if you don't do this, something bad will happen to you. And one of the things that always resonated with me when I would watch Gary Vee is that he's very positive and he says like, no, if you're in a bad situation, you have the ability, no matter what it is, to find your way out and make your life better and surround yourself with good people who lift you up. And yeah, I don't want to get into this, but he's a big reason too why I felt confident enough to separate myself from the negative side of my family, because they were dragging me down. And you need good people in your life to help lift you up. And on top of that, he has said something that I cannot Could not agree with more. I think the single most important decision in your life is the person you end up marrying. So that person that you decide to spend your life with. And I'm so thankful because I married like the best person for me. I think she, obviously Joanna is amazing. You guys all know how much work Joanna does for the channel and everything. She actually, the one bad thing about Joanna is she's not humble. And we had Chinese food the other night, and like I forget what my fortune was. We both had the fortune cookie or whatever. Joanna opens up her fortune cookie and it says, "You are a gift to humanity," or
John.
you're a gift
I'm a
to
gift to the world.
right? And I was like, "Oh, thanks, Chinese food place." Like, we didn't need to beef up her ego anymore. Like, she opens up the one fortune cookie we've had in like 2 years, and it says she's a gift to the world and everything. But no, she is a gift to the world, and I am literally like, I consider myself to be the luckiest man alive for meeting her, and the fact that she was willing to deal with my stuff and marry me and everything. So, but one of the biggest things that he has said is you gotta marry the right person, because if you don't marry the right person and that person drags you down every day, that's a drag. You're not going to be successful in life.
Okay, but let's just do this, huh? Let's just get into some real. No, but seriously, I say this all the time. You know what's funny that you just said that? I just put a thing in my story today. Go look at my Instagram today. It says you must lift people up, and it's a picture of Darth Vader lifting people up.
I saw that. Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's the truth. You need to surround yourself with people that lift you up. I say it to my kids all the time as well. Be around people that lift you up. Be around people that challenge you, people that just go along with what you're saying. Sometimes it actually has the exact opposite. Those are the people that actually bring you down. It's what I love about my wife. Say, hey, listen, you can't just say that about your wife. I got to say it about mine too, because I feel like your partner it is important to have that where, you don't agree on everything and you don't have the same personality, but as a team, you make each other better. And I think that's super important, whether it's a friendship, a spouse. I say it to you all the time, John. Like, you need to challenge each other. If you surround yourself with people that have the exact same mindset as you, how do you grow from that? You always grow in those times that are negative. You grow in the times that you lose a situation. You don't grow in the wins. So, I look at us, guys. I mean, I feel like that was pretty.
You're doing it.
We'll just cut this. Just cut this out. You got your Monday video all set up. I think that's it is. It's good to talk about that kind of stuff every once in a while, because I think you're right. I think it's easier, and people latch onto the negativity and the especially with what's going on in the world today. It's hard not to get caught up in that, and not that you should just ignore it either. I mean, I think that there's important things that you need to stand up for, but at the same time, listen to the other side of everything. And I'm not going to get political either, because I don't think it's a good idea. But if we listen more, you know what I mean, and stop talking every once in a while and listen to people, I think that everybody's got something valuable to say sometimes. And I like where it was a good way to kind of bring Gary Vee into it. If you guys have, there might be somebody in here tonight that has never heard of him before. You watch a couple of his reels or shorts or whatever he puts out, because he puts out all kinds of content. I think that's like one of his things, is to put out.
He puts out an ungodly amount of content.
An ungodly amount of content. I'm pretty sure is one of.
I don't know how he does it. And like, when I was really getting into like 2022, and I was like, all right, I want to take our channel up a notch, I was watching some of his videos on like, the grind and everything. And I do disagree with him a little bit from a business perspective. And I think it works for him because that's just his personality. Like, his personality is just like, go, 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 go. But I realized very quickly that like, I will never be able to match his level of drive. And it's just something that, it's just not, I want to have that little level of drive, but I physically cannot. Like, I need sleep. Like, and we all need sleep, first off. But one of the things that I got diagnosed with last year, and it's completely affected my life, is I have severe obstructive sleep apnea. So I sleep now every single night hooked up to a machine. I have to sleep. And that's something that I had to change drastically about my life. I have to sleep for 8 to 10 hours every single night. Like, I have to. Otherwise, I can't function. I can't drive. I can't be the person. So him saying you got to grind it out, you got to pull those all-nighters, you got to, work 20 hours a day every single day for 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Like, I can't do that. And I think that you have to recognize your own limitations and everything.
Well, Jen, you know what I think it is though too? It's your own values. Like if he values that, like
Yeah.
you don't have to have that same value. You know, I again I say the same thing all the time. What is your driver in life? Is it to make the most amount of money? Is it to be happy in your relationship? Is it to raise two kids that drive you absolutely crazily insane at times?
Yeah.
But do it with a smile on your face. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you got to find what your value is. And I don't think
Yeah.
you have to have the same drive because you're driven in other ways. You know, you're
Yeah. And I
driven
think,
to giving back to people and doing other
yeah,
things that, I think that sometimes that's just as important as, self whatever that drive
work,
is to
yeah.
to improve yourself.
Yeah, like I always want to get better. I always want to improve. That's why, I do want to, I do want the channel to grow. I want to get better at making content and everything. But at the same time, like, yes, you have to, I think, valuing family, personal time, making sure you have a good work-life balance, whatever you do. And also kind of tying it into Funko a little bit more. I think success looks different for everybody. Like for me, tonight, right? Like you started the stream out and you said, hey, like, did you pick anything up this week? And I'm super happy to show off. I got a 500 piece Freddy Vision Pop that's like $150. Like to me, like, yes, that is a huge success. That's a big piece that I've wanted to get for my collection. But the flip side, somebody here in the chat could have picked up, a $10 Spider-Man pop that
Yeah.
they're really excited about having in their collection now. Like, that's the same level of success because that's something that means something to you. You're happy to have it for the collection. And I think that something that isn't discussed enough in the community, and not just Funko, just any collectible community, you don't have to have the rarest collection, the most expensive collection to be the best. We are not competing with one another. Like, we are all in this together and no one is better than anybody else. Yes, it's exciting to be able to say like, hey, I got a really expensive pop that took a lot of work to get, and I'm going to post a picture on Instagram, and maybe that picture on Instagram might get more likes than just saying like, hey, I bought this mass produced pop that a lot of people have, but and at the same time, like, that's the same level of success essentially. So I remember when I first really came into the community, there was a lot of people that had like, crazy Grail collections. And I was always comparing myself like, oh, they have that and I don't. Let me, how can I work to get that? Not realizing that everyone's collecting journey is different and, success looks different for everybody.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jen, I totally agree with that. I mean, I love that we went on this tangent. I always enjoy like, kind of bringing it back around because I think it really kind of plays into, in everything that you do. What you said with the life balance, like everybody has a different, thing that is going to bring them happiness, and like some of the least expensive pops are things that I can tie back to memories. I kind of said it in our video. It was either today or it was it was at some point in a video, and I can't remember, but you bring back some of these things that you have memories to that, you're gifted something that even if it was maybe $5 or $10 or whatever it's going to be, you have those memories that you kind of attach to it, and it becomes a special part, of your collection for whatever reason. And I think that that's it's very true. It doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. It can definitely be just a gesture sometimes that, I know people have just sent messages and that kind of thing, or I'll send people messages, and sometimes that's just what it's all about.
And I think also something that we've had to deal with that, and I mean we as in like me and Vince, obviously by association, Joanna and Bree, because they're, part of our channel as our spouses and everything. Josh and Shannon, I know, who have, had to experience a little bit of this, is dealing with the competition that comes with social media. Like, there's always going to be people that come in and they might grow faster than you do, or they might build up a community quicker than you do, or there might be people that grow small, slower than you do, and they're looking up to you for questions and answers, and how to this and how to that and everything. And I think that something that we've had to weather is, unfortunately, like seeing other creators who have more success not turn around and help out the guy or girl coming up next to them. And I really like that with our community. I can proudly speak for Vince and Josh because I know they've helped a lot of other people too. It's not about, like, I don't care how many subscribers or how many followers somebody else has. Like, if you come to one of us and you have a question, and if it's something I can help you with, we want to, because I want
For
other
sure.
people to be successful. Like, I want, somebody that we're collaborating with, like, I want you to blow up. Like, I think it'd be so cool. Like, go get more followers than us. Go make videos that get more views than us, because maybe at the end of the day, you could teach me a thing or two about social media. So I think, and there's a lot less of these people. Ironically, some of the people that were like the worst offenders and not helping other creators and being like very secretive and like kind of putting blinders on and being in their own lane in the community, some of those people don't even make videos anymore, and they don't realize that, like, it's a marathon, just like collecting. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But you never know, like, who you help. And this kind of speaks to everybody, not just content creators. You literally never know the small thing that you do for somebody and help somebody and make their day. You never know if that's going to be the thing they remember 2 years later, and they literally like help you get into like a Comic-Con or something, or they help you get like an autograph that you want for your collection. Like, it's the small things that go such a long way. But sometimes people don't realize that, and they just see like, oh, I need to get to 100,000 subscribers as soon as I can, and I don't care who I step on or who I ignore because I don't have time for them. Like, I'm fast tracking, baby. So and it's the same thing in life. Like, there might be people that you work with that are all about that next promotion. They're all about that next raise. And we've all worked with those people, and they will literally do anything to get to the top when there's really like not much glory in getting to the top as it stands. Like, it doesn't matter if you own the company, but you have no friends. What's the point?
It's a bummer. Yeah. Jen, listen, just to piggyback, and then we'll start wrapping it up pretty soon. But I always say, give more than you get. And at least always try, because I feel like no matter how much we give, we are giving back so much more. And I think it's because positivity just breeds positivity. I think the more you put out, the better things that you could put out into the world, the more positivity will come back, your way. And I think if we all just live by that, I think it'd be, a better situation for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's what it really comes down to. I truly love all the interactions that I get to deal with people on a daily basis, people that just reach out, send us messages. Like I said, I send people messages that don't have channels and don't have this and don't have, and I'm not saying that's because, I'm so special that I just think that that's important. If you see somebody that's doing something good, tell them that, because sometimes people, because I know that I'm in the same boat. Like, sometimes you just want to hear from somebody else that, hey, you're doing a good job, or I appreciate what you're putting out there. And like I said, I try to do that as much as possible. It is hard at times, and it's got to be like a actual effort. But I think it's important, if you see somebody out there that made a good comment, or you like a post that people, try to put that out there. I think it goes a long way to, just building a nice place for everybody to be a part of.
And I mean, and that's a really important thing no matter what. Like, we do, it's 2024. We have all been through a lot, like the pandemic, the last like 10 years, especially like I got really upset one day because I went to work and there was somebody who was very high up, big important meeting, and he just discounted what everyone had been through over the last couple of years. And I was like, hey, respectfully, maybe you had a different experience, but there's a lot of people who struggle daily with, getting out of bed, with mental health. Like, things are not easy. And I think with social media, we only get, you guys get to interact with us. And I know there's other people in the chat who have channels and everything. So, your following or your viewers, they see your face every 2 days or every 3 days whenever you post or whatever. But we don't get to see all the people's faces in the chat. All we see is a name and words, a message, a comment, a DM. So when we put something out, like, I feel like sometimes as the viewer, you might get a lot more out of it than the person creating the content. So that's why it's important for us, especially like what Vince, what you just said, right? Like, to message people, and if something happened where you can offer that positive reinforcement, like, hey, thank you for leaving such a thoughtful comment on my video, or hey, I really like that picture you posted, or just like that goes a long way. And I know I've gotten a lot of feedback. I know Joanna has gotten like beautiful letters, messages, emails where like that small thing you said, people hold on to that. And I know it's happened to me too. Like, people that I have a lot of high respect for have told me like, hey, you did a great job on this video, or really liked what you did with XYZ. And I'm like, oh man, really? Like, you noticed that? Like, that's so cool. Like, thank you. Like, those little things go a long way. And I think in this day and age, like, we need more positivity. We need more people lifting each other up. And, just reminders that we care. Just because I don't know everybody in the chat personally, we still care about you, and we're still excited that you're in this hobby and you're in this community, because there's a lot that this community has to offer, both physically with the items that we love buying every week, but also like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Like, there's just so much. And I do want to make a video series, or maybe just one video at some point, and saying like why I think collecting in general, but also specifically collecting Funko, is really beneficial for your overall mental health. And it can help you find yourself. It can show you a different side of yourself in a much positive light.
Yeah, I think finding like-minded people in anything, whether it's a hobby, collecting hobby, if you like to crochet, whatever you like to do, if you could find people that are like-minded and that lift you up. Do you know what I'm saying? You find people that lift you up. We will lift all of you guys up every week on Thursday. We are happy to do it. And I'm glad we took this turn. You know what?
This is crazy.
We went a little deep. I think every once in a while, it's good to just we end up this way every once in a while, where we just start rambling about nonsense. But I feel like if anybody gets a couple good little things that they didn't think before, I think it was well worth it. And I appreciate you going down that route, because I do like to talk about that kind of stuff every once in a while as well. John, with that being said, I mean, what do you have coming up this week? I know you have an amazing auction tomorrow, but why don't you tell everybody what we have going on this week here?
Before I do that, the last thing I'll say is it's not all sunshine and roses. I'm still very upset there's no sodas from New York Comic Con. So don't get.
Oh no, I hate everybody because of that, and I'm probably selling my collection, but that's okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It'll be okay.
And SD, I love that comment. It's a shame you can't see us. We're a good-looking bunch. I bet you are.
I bet you are. I mean, what we look like,
shame for sure.
So,
we have a very busy weekend. Oh my gosh, and that's why I'm kind of totally forgot that Scare Fair was happening at Hot Topic, because I did want to go, but that will have to wait till next week. So tomorrow night, we have our annual Halloween show. All of the items are already loaded up, so you guys can go check out over on Whatnot. You go check it out. Joanna and I will be dressing up. I will be Beetlejuice. Joanna will be dressing up as Lydia. I actually have a vlog dropping on the channel tomorrow, so you guys will see more of the collections that came in, more of the Toys for Tots stuff that came in, which, by the way, can I just say that this is like crazy. It is October 3rd. And we already have 200 plus items for Toys for Tots.
I believe it.
I am just blown away by the generosity. Like, people just like, when we open the gates for you guys to start sending stuff. Wow. I got 4 more boxes that came in today. Wayne, you're cut off though. Wayne, you're responsible for about 100 of those items. You are cut off, my friend. But seriously, thank you, Wayne. Thank you to everybody who's already sent something over. So yeah, vlog tomorrow, auction tomorrow night, and then we'll have another video Saturday, and then we'll be doing a soda auction Saturday night. Once again, we're doing a couple more auctions just because we're still in the middle of the renovations and everything, and we really appreciate all the extra support. If you do not have any room in your budget, just come over, try to win something for free. please don't come over and there's no expectation whatsoever that you need or must buy something. We love just hanging out with you guys in the chat. I hope you can win something for free. Actually, tomorrow night we're giving away a $100 Freddy Funko as Danny Phantom. Beautiful piece. So somebody's taking that
I'm
home.
showing up then. Oh,
there you go.
nice.
Yeah, show up for if anything, show up for the Danny Phantom Freddy. Forbidden, yes, your box just came in today. I picked it up a couple hours ago. So that's what we got.
All right, Josh. Oh, Josh is. Well, listen,
Josh has been quiet tonight.
Josh has been quiet. You know what? I hope he had an amazing time. Talking about sometimes you got to recharge your batteries. You know what I mean? I think he got to hang out with family and friends tonight, so that's super amazing. I know he did an auction last Wednesday. He might have an auction next Wednesday. Make sure you guys are following Professor Josh, not just here on YouTube, but over on Whatnot as well. You can get notified if he does have an auction next week, because honestly, I can't even remember if I'm having an auction next week. I'm pretty sure that we do. Actually, believe it or not, we have our Halloween auction next Friday. Yeah, next Friday already. A lot of our stuff's already put in. My wife has busted her buns getting that stuff in there. So if you guys want to check out what we have, I think most of the stuff is already in there. So you guys can check that out. Other than that, we'll have a video on Sunday, which we have not filmed yet. We put out a short, actually. We got another fun little Halloween short coming out next week. So you guys make sure you check that one out. And other than that, that is enough self-promotion on my end. We appreciate you guys hanging out here every week. We love all of you equally, like good children, or like people that we would love equally. Guys, it's late. It's way past my bedtime. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate you all for joining one more time. We will see you guys next Thursday on Josh's
probably Josh's
channel. I think it's Josh's channel next week.
Yeah.
So guys, we will see you then. Just please follow all three of us, because I never will be able to tell you where we're actually going to be. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.